All right, fellow Vikings, welcome back this time. Is this the end? Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I believe I have the perk. Yeah, 3 of them. I know most of you don't want to see this, and I should have warned you first. But I wanted to let you know I got 3 of them. It's all I saw on there. This guy right here, this last one, he got smart. Because I got this one first, then this one next, and then this guy ran. Yeah. So what I did was I took a PVC pipe, drilled a hole in the end, and made one of those dog catchers, like harness holder things. I made one of those, and then took them off to the side and dispatched them and went back for the next one. Well, my dad was on one side and Cheyenne was on the other, and they made sure for the most part that these guys stayed up there in the rafter. I'm surprised they didn't all try to run or like dive down into the eaves, which they could have done. We were wondering where all of our pigeons had been running off to or flying off to or going. And I'm pretty sure these guys have been eating them, which, I mean, it's not that bad of a thing. That loss isn't that big because we haven't been harvesting them at all. So, I mean, it's sad that they died. I was hoping for squab later on in the future, maybe setting up its own house and, you know, harvesting squab later. But, you know, yeah, I didn't like that the pigeons were inside of my barn pooping everywhere all the time. Like that upset me. But, I mean, these guys got them out of the barn, so that's a benefit. But they also ate, like, all of my chickens. We're down to 2. Albert's gone. Omelet's gone. Literally all of our chickens, except for 2, are gone. To restart, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to save up again and buy a incubator. And then with that incubator, incubate some eggs. I really want some Araucanas, right? Either Araucanas or Americanas, mainly because of that pretty blue egg, you know, like they are beautiful. But it's a toss-up, right? It's a toss-up. Do I get the pretty blue egg or do I get a larger egg that most of our modern recipes use? I don't know. I'll look further into it and figure that out. That's ways down the line because I cannot afford that right now. I'm just glad that I got these guys. These guys are really young, like super, super young. Like they're literally just like 2 pounds or so each. They're so small. Like, look, compared to my hand, like these guys are tiny. These guys are just so small. I hope that their mom is long gone. I can't say whether she is or not. I hope that my birds stop dying because I'm down to 2. It turns out, like, who would have known? You know, we caught one last night inside of the live trap, and it ate its way. Or last night for you, it's last week, all right? But it ate its way out of the cage. Like literally, like ripped it open and tore its way out. Yeah. So I'm gonna have to fix that cage because that was a nice live trap. I have spare wire around, so I can do it. As for these guys, rigor mortis has started to set in. They're pretty firm up. I think I'm gonna put them inside of my garage fridge, or not my garage fridge, the barn fridge. That's where I put the antibiotics for the cattle and stuff. And I'm gonna let them, you know, like the muscles start to break down a little bit, so it's able, like the rigor mortis stops and they start softening back up, so I can actually get the fur off. Or I might just skin them, you know, and muscle through the rigidity. I after chasing the last one down, I got super dizzy and I couldn't keep going, so I sat down. And I shouldn't have. I should have got up and, you know, skinned them right then and made sure everything was done. I got a long process ahead of turning these guys into a hat for Lynn. I hope she likes it. I hope I can actually do it. This is like this is the most I've ever done when it comes to leather work or anything like that. This is gonna be the top. Literally before, like the spider goat, his skin was the limit that I've done. Like it's. You know what? I'll show you that. That's pretty cool. Yeah, so here he is. Right here. Shiny leather. It's nice and black. I tanned it red first. Because that's what I had on hand was stuff to make it red. And like let's see, it was, what is that stuff over there called? Sumac, edible sumac. Oak, it's the oak bark, all right, and stuff like that. And it went like a dark tan to a red color. What else did I put in there? Bark from our apple tree, bark from the cherry tree. It was random bark stuff, I just put it all in there and let it do its thing. It did really well, and then when the walnuts started forming, I went and pulled a whole bunch of the walnuts out, and when they break down, they turn black. So now I got this really pretty black color on here. Yeah, I know it's all wrinklier now because the tote that I have for it is too small. I still have to work on the backside a little bit. There's a little bit more stuff that I can pull off, and but it's basically done. It's going to make really good shoe material, or I should say insole material. But you see there's, hold on, let's turn a little bit. There's a couple holes, like right there. Yeah, there's a couple holes here and there. But it's not bad for a first attempt at making leather. But this was literally my first attempt at anything like this. Right, this was like stepping out of my normal zone, my normal realm, a pretty far bit. I had to learn a lot of new techniques, and literally I went through and hyper-focused. My brain does that. Like whenever I get interested in something, I hyper-focus in it until I know as much as possible about it with all the variations and why those variations work and why that method works. And I go into like the deep, like into it as far as I possibly can. But that's just how my brain is, And then these guys. So I'm going to take what I learned from this and make these guys into something else entirely, right? This right here, shoe insole. That right there, my daughter's hat. So that's another new skill. It's actually a completely different kind of tanning, right? This tanning like this makes a really hard, durable leather, tanning like this, super supple and soft. So there's that. It's actually easier from what I looked up, or from what I've seen. Like I could brain tan it and smoke it like the way the natives do, or I can just grab a bottle of Hunters and Trappers and do it that way. I think that's what I'm going to do because you're not going to see the leather anyways. All right, it doesn't have to be 100% perfect. It's just got to not decay, not stink, not be oily, and be a hat, And she's only gonna be able to wear it this winter, right? And the Hunters and Trappers only takes a few days versus this method, which I started this in January. Yeah, it's basically done though. But yeah, I got these guys. They're here. Anyone wondering, I got them. And I'm going to do my best to make their body go to 100% use. Since they've been eating my chickens will eat them. All right, that's the rule. All right. Normally, like an animal that I kill, I consume personally. Right, and I use as much as possible of it. But because they've been attacking my chickens and eating my chickens, it's theirs, It's, like redneck justice, if you want to put it that way. Though I don't really consider myself a redneck, I'm a California refugee. Anyways, that's it this time, you guys. I hope you were entertained and, I didn't scare you off with the dead stuff. And I hope you stuck around for the cool stuff. I'll see you next week. I don't know what I'm going to talk about. I don't know what I'm going to do. But, that's for next week to find out. Later.